Okay, this is my debate of the week on the pay-per-view Evolution. Now, it was this Monday. We got Stephanie McMahon, and let me paint you a picture. The opening show had all of the wrestlers come out. And then you got Triple H talking at first, talking about how proud he is of the product that he helps produce with these people. I think he was talking to everybody from NXT. Honestly, that's the people I think he was talking about. The people from NXT and the people from FCW. He wasn't directly involved in FCW, but honestly, he was somewhere there. So he calls forward every woman, and then Steph takes over, and she pretty much says there's going to be a pay-per-view only for the women in October, I believe October 22nd. And this is all for the women. That's going to be for the women of the past, the current, present, and the women in the future. That means the women of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and any women that used to be wrestling that could become active again will be on that show. I believe they stated it's about 40 or 50 women that will be on the show. And they said this is the first time in history this has ever been done. Okay. Now, that's a basic recap. Let's get down to the meat of this. I'm going to say something I'm sure I'm going to get some heat for. I'm going to say this honestly and truthfully. There's no sexism in it. There's no prejudice in it. There's none of that. I'm just being truly honest. Evolution is a freaking joke. Any women who's involved in this are going to get hurt by it. Honestly, I do not see anything good for them. Now, let me explain why. If you have even stuck with me here, because I'm sure you're going to be screaming at me, you sexist fucking pig. How fucking dare you say these women don't deserve a pay-per-view? They deserve one because it's the first one. No. This is the first one in this company. You got Shine who have been putting on, Shimmer, who have been putting on pay-per-views with women in it only. You've had Impact Wrestling, who generally has been one of the first known companies who don't just promote their women since maybe 2006 or 7, but have actually given them freaking pay-per-views before the WWE ever did and thought of it. Because as far as the WWE is concerned, their women have been tits and ass, something that guys want to just rip their shirts open of, suck the titties of, and just fuck them up their ass. Now, I'm sorry for talking like that, but that's how the WWE has sponsored their women. They have not respected their women. They haven't. Only recently have they respected their women, only for the fact that the fans have been annoying their asses for so long. And this is the most important thing. The person who took over the developmental position when FCW, Florida Championship Wrestling had been stopped was Triple H. Triple H is the only person in that freaking company who truly cares about all the men and all the women in that freaking company. When you see his developmental of NXT, and I don't watch the product anymore. I'm not going to lie about it. I used to watch it on and off, but doing a SmackDown review, doing a Raw review, doing a Impact review, doing the pay-per-views, going to my doctor, and now I'm learning how to animate. Computer animation was too much. I had to cut something out. So when I was looking at the product, I wanted to do reviews of it. I just didn't have the time. It was stressing me out. So I had to stop watching NXT altogether. But before I stopped, I could see, how can I say this to you guys? When you look at Triple H, and I did a video on Triple H saying simply he should leave and start his own freaking company or take over Impact Wrestling. If Don Callis hadn't taken over Impact, I would have said for Triple H to take over the motherfucker. Because I know he would make sure the company would be thriving right now. If it's not John Callis, it would be Triple H. Triple H at this moment is the new Vince McMahon. If anybody says I'm wrong, tell me why. What has he done wrong on NXT? when he was able to get full control of it. Hell, he got 205 Live. I barely looked at 205 Live, and I've been hearing since 205 Live has been taken over by Triple H, it has become way better than it used to be. So Triple H knows how to do the freaking business. But as it stands right now, the reason this is even happening is because of Triple H himself. Because he pushed so hard for both new talented men and particularly new talented women. Every person that has been on NXT, exclusive to people who have been brought up, and brought up too early, mind you. The majority of those people were brought up too early. Except for Emma and Paige. I'll be honest. The very first person that came up was Emma. And she seemed like she was going to make it. WWE did not sponsor her well enough. They didn't do almost nothing for her. So next to NXT not being popular yet, she just burned. Crashed and burned. Then you got Paige, who by that time, it was about a year later, because Emma came up, early 2012, late 2011? She came first. Paige was more over. NXT was more over. And it worked for Paige. That was the beginning of the women's real push to be respected. Then everyone else came after that. But generally were not ready for the main roster. They were still rushed. Some only had maybe 2 years. Unless they were professionals and had lasted quite a long time in the indies, they were brand new, had barely been in the indies, maybe 2 or 3 years, and then with only maybe a year or two of training, thrown onto the main roster. Only a few of them actually made it. Like Becky, and I'm saying Becky, I'm saying Sasha to my subscribers who don't think Sasha's much. She's the most polished of them all. I'm not saying she's good. I'm saying she's polished enough to be considered well enough that she could make it work. Bayley makes it work. Those 3 women made it work. And I'm not even talking about Charlotte because Charlotte was rushed. She should have never been brought up as Charlotte Flair. I'd rather see her as Ashley. I think that's her original name. I can't remember her first name. I believe her name is Ashley. I would have liked to see her come up as Ashley, not as Charlotte Flair. Let her be Ashley. Let her have her own movements and movesets. I think she was pushed to be her dad's carbon copy. And that's a shame because she does have incredible ability. But it's basically being fucked with because she's being her dad. Not because she's genetically like her dad. It's because she's been pushed to be exactly like her dad. Every move she does is like her dad except for basically the figure 8, which she made a little bit better. Which I do approve of. But Triple H made this work. And I'm being honest here. This pay-per-view is going to fuck the women up. But I will say this. There is one way it will not get fucked up. And I believe a few people have already stated this. I'm saying it myself. Triple H has to run it. He's running the Mae Young Classic that's coming up in the next couple of weeks or months. I don't know when. But if he's not allowed to do Evolution and either Vince or worse yet, Stephanie runs it, forget it. This is fucked. The women will go in bad and will come out worse. And this is where the problem comes in for me personally. I do not believe they're going to treat the women properly going into Evolution. Look how Raw is. Everyone is so happy about this pay-per-view. I don't want to see it if every woman that is on the Raw roster is being treated like shit. What the hell is going on with Alexa Bliss? Why the hell is she still champ? What happened to Nia Jax? Why isn't Mickie James a champion already? I don't care what anyone says. She's an old ass woman. Get her the fuck out of there. She is a champion. She should have been allowed to become champion and then job to a younger generation to make them look better. Most of those women have only been on the main roster 2 or 3 years. Not even some of them even been 2 years. Some of them have been a year and a half. They need credibility. Not going up against each other, but going up against veterans. Think like Falaba does. Bah! Bah! Think! Goodness! They need credible women. They need veterans. Like Asuka is a veteran. Mickie James is a veteran. Natalya, who's been there for years, is a veteran, but she's been so badly booked, she's almost useless. And I like Natalya. I do not believe they're going to sponsor the women on Raw at all properly. And I could be wrong. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. Like SmackDown Live. They've done some stuff for SmackDown. They're booking Becky right. But then they're not doing anything with Asuka because of what's going on with Carmella. I don't believe they're going to do anything right for, guess what, SmackDown Live. There's only one part of the WWE that's going to be booked properly. Guess what? It'll be freaking NXT for the women that are over there. Because guess who controls it? Triple H controls it. He has total creative control over NXT. So he can write every woman there properly. So, see it in this respect. You got August, September, October, 3.5 months almost. And you're going to have only one of the 3 brands of the WWE properly booking the women. Tell me that this is going to work. Now, like I said, I can be wrong. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. But as it stands right now with this announcement, I see zero effectiveness with this. Now, I'm going to make another video within the next 3 months, and I hope people will remind me to make one, because I could forget. Because I want to give a checkup on this situation. Because when it comes down to it, these women deserve better. And if Raw will not rewrite all their scripts to make the women look good for what's coming up in the next 3.5 months, if SmackDown somewhat rewrites their scripts, if they even rewrite them at all, to make Lana, Naomi, Tamina, Asuka, Becky Lynch, the Iconics, all look good, if they don't do that, what is the point of this pay-per-view but to make the women feel embarrassed and humiliated? Do you actually believe, and I'm being honest here, do you actually believe just because we put on an all-women's pay-per-view for this company that the crowds will not poon it and boo every match they see if they see every woman had already been booked so badly going into this thing? Even if they look good, they're gonna say it's shit. I'm angry that these women have been treated bad for nearly a 1.5 years now, since they announced this women's evolution. And I'm only saying 1.5 years because of how they did the brand split. Because before that, they already announced it. But you really had to see the women shine on both these brands, and we have not seen that much from them at all. Asuka should have already had the title for a couple of months now. She should have never lost a winning streak at WrestleMania. She should have never jobbed to Charlotte. She should have won the title, gone to SmackDown Live, and had been booked properly. And then when it comes to SummerSlam, if she's got to drop it, she could drop it. Make her reign as a non-jobbing monster mean something to somebody. But I didn't see shit. But this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below, and I know you're going to tell me that I am so freaking stupid. You're a sexist pig. I'm sure someone's going to say it. But I'm not being sexist. I'm being truthful. These women mean a lot to me. Naomi means a lot to me. Tamina means a lot to me. Lana means a lot to me. Asuka means a lot to me. I want to see Nia Jax. And hell, Mickie James deserves to be a champ again. And help the next generation. Not to job her out when she's not a champion, but to job her out when she is a champion. A former 5-time women's champion who is credible across WWE, Impact Wrestling, ROH, Shimmer, and every other promotion that she's been to. She deserves better. And so do we. I want to see women treated with respect, not like tits and ass. But this is my point of view. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace. I'm fried. Did I stop it?